Good evening, everybody. This is PG taking over, making an announcement for Kingsing Hannibal for the movie boarding episode.
There you go, you remembered.
And this is a formal warning to everybody because this is going to be a long one.
Literally the longest, almost, I think it was like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yes. So
hopefully I can edit it down a little bit to like an hour and 40, an hour and 35 minutes.
What he's trying to say is brace yourself.
Brace yourself.
Brace yourselves.
Also, too. All right, Patrick. This is a second day of recording, a new podcast, a new episode.
Wait, did we start?
Yeah, we're starting.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. It's Kingston Hannibal again, or whatever. I don't know what I call myself on this thing. And this is the podcast movie boarding where I force my family and friends to watch movies they've never seen before. And today, I got quite a treat for my friend Patrick. I've spoiled him. I've how can I say?
Not really.
Not spoiled, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Hinted.
I've hinted. Yes, I've hinted at that he probably might not like this one.
Okay.
But there's a reason I want to do it because one, I'm going to movie board you. Well, hold on. First of all,
what did I do to deserve this, huh?
Oh, you don't know? Bro, remember that one time? No, so first of all, before we even start, I think I might have asked you if you've seen this movie, but you said no, so I just want to make sure.
No, you never asked. You never told me what movie it was. You just told me it was a documentary.
It's a music documentary called It Might Get Loud.
I've never even heard of it.
Okay, cool. So this music documentary came out a while ago, and I was so hyped because it has two of my. So the music documentary, let's just get it out there. It follows three guitarists on a journey.
Okay.
And it looks at their history, and specifically, it looks at the history of the electric guitar and how it influenced them in their music.
As acoustic players?
As electric players. As electric players. So this focuses on the electric guitar.
Got it.
I think I might have said acoustic, but I meant electric.
No, you said electric, but you said how the electric guitar affected their play, right?
Yeah.
But they come from an acoustic world.
No, they come from very much
Electric.
Electric, yes.
But if they're already using the electric and then the electric gets invented, then how?
No. Like their journey as far as using the electric guitar.
Got it. I see.
Okay.
The development of like the sound and the technique that
so
involves.
one of these artists was around when they started not so much the electric guitar, but the devices or the apparatuses to make it more electric.
Got it.
I don't want to ruin it because within the first couple of seconds you'll see the three people that I'm talking about.
Okay.
For me, two of them I really do enjoy a lot. I would say both of them are actually in bands that I really, really appreciate it. Now, the third one, which is the oldest one, it was in a band that I really didn't know much about, although I did know them, and how could you not? But I think it made me appreciate him more looking at this.
As a guitarist. Okay.
And so it's very fitting that one of these guitarists has an association with, in the city that we're in, Nashville. Music City, okay?
Is it a country band?
No, these are all rock people, and they're like famous. Like,
okay,
a lot of people would consider them rock gods. Now, the reason I tell you this is because, and don't spoil it if you figure it out, one of these people I know you don't like.
Oh gosh.
So
one guitarist.
One of these people I know you don't like. The other one I don't know whether you do or not, or you are indifferent. And then the last one I know you love.
Hold on.
So. Okay, don't spoil it. If you figure it out, don't spoil it.
No. I'm trying to think. What guitarist do I do not like? Oh, like Jack White? Is he one of them?
I said I'm not gonna spoil it for you until we watch it. So the reason,
okay,
the reason I wanted to do this, one, because we're in Music City. I was gonna do this other movie called Pure Country,
okay,
which is a George Strait stuff. Now, as far as music goes, I know that me and you, we both love music and we both play guitar. You to a more higher level than I do.
Yeah,
but I'm sure you saw all the videos that I was watching. I was like, oh, that's this. Like, I think, like, I can, for me, I have a really huge range of knowledge of music coming from my dad. My dad was the one that got me into rock, for sure. My sister, actually, shout out to Bree, she was the one that got me into R&B and hip hop because that was really popular when we were growing up.
Okay.
I mean, it still is, but like it hit its peak.
Yeah.
Country music, obviously, my dad, but just being born in Texas, you just.
Yeah. Yes.
It's inevitable, and then living here and
right.
So for you, did your music influence come from anybody, or is it kind of something that you developed on your own?
First of all, before answering that question, I have to go back to you. And this is a moment that I was like, oh, shoot, like this guy is legit. I'm talking about you. We went to your house one day and we played this board game that was specifically about music trivia, about rock.
Oh, okay.
And I remember specifically there was a question where we had to battle it out.
Okay.
And that specific card, the prompt that we received was name a Rolling Stones song.
Okay.
And we were supposed to go back and forth until one of us couldn't think of one within the time limit. And we went on forever.
I think we went through the whole time limit.
I think you get like a time limit.
That's what I'm saying.
Per person, right? But you have to keep going until one of us fails.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was
it was Rolling Stones.
The game was the Rolling Stone like movie game, like as far as the Rolling Stone the magazine.
No. The game was just about like rock or like hard rock. Yeah, but I think that specific question said name a Rolling Stone song.
And the game is based on they just use the title of the Rolling Stone magazine. The rock magazine that came. I literally have it right there. Yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And then we went back and forth naming songs, and it came to the point where it became difficult to find like some of those like really niche like songs that they have. And we went on forever.
She's like a rainbow.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, dude, this guy really knows his stuff.
Anybody see my baby?
Yeah. And that was a really cool moment. I think that that I got to experience that with him.
Well, also too, cool. I thought you knew that I played specifically like instruments and guitar.
I didn't know. I didn't know until literally yesterday or 2 days ago when I went to your house.
I haven't played them. Yeah, you saw actually, at some point I had like 10 or 15, about 10
bodies.
Yes. But also like ukulele. I had a mandolin.
Did you really?
And I had 3 or 4 electric guitars, but I had to sell them because it was during the recession in 2008 and I lost my job. So I had to like.
You have to make money back.
Yeah, I had to make money. And I had another one. I had a Fender, which the Fender that I have, it's a Strat. It's Squire.
Oh, yeah.
It has a kill switch on it. It's like so dope.
Really?
Yeah. It's a fully electric. So then I had another Fender that had the plate. The only reason I got it because the plate was chrome.
It did look nice. I did see it.
Yeah.
I was like,
and then the Thunderbird bass goth version.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
But the one that I'd really like, I'm like, it was a mandolin.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get one of those.
And then like it's like you were saying, we were talking about music yesterday that you're transcribing Heartbreaker.
Yes.
I figured out, and it's like one of those things. It's someone like who loves music, and I played music, and I remember sheet music. I can kind of remember it as far as like what the notes mean and the time signature, but to be like, oh, that's on sheet music, that's like a E or a B. Like I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, that's why they invented tablatures.
Exactly. So it's different for a guitar, but with my ear, being able to figure out a bunch of songs, a bunch of My Chemical Romance songs, a bunch of there was "Sunshine of Your Love" by
Cream.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Eric Clapton. Probably kind of racist, but anyways, this is the point. But what I'm getting at is on the mandolin, I figured out "Losing My Religion."
Okay.
And it's like I'm sure you had that experience where you're like nah, 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 and then you're like, no, that's not it. Nah, 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 nah. And then like, I found it. I figured it out. And then like nobody's there. Like
to share that like moment of victory for you. Yeah.
All right, so going back to the question, like, what shaped your musical influence? Was it like external stuff? Was it you just kind of figured your own, or like family?
So my parents have always been. My mom specifically has always been like really heavy into music.
Okay.
And she's always liked to sing.
Oh, okay.
And so that's always something that I shared with her. And I remember as a child, like she got me this really small, dinky little like keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we would start playing small songs together and stuff like that. So that kind of like opened an interest for me into music. And she always had like a wide range of music that she liked, especially like a lot of older music.
Was it in Spanish?
Well, some of it was in Spanish, yeah. But then she also had like 50s and 60s oldies, like music knowledge that she would show me. That's when I was introduced to the Beatles. Yeah. And then I have a really good friend of mine, Hasiel.
Not the one that I thought
Not the one that you think, but another one that I grew up with. He was also really big into the Beatles. And so then like I got into that world, the Beatles world. And it was, the simplicity yet complexity of Beatles music that like, oh, this sounds great. I love the drums on this song.
yeah.
I love the guitar in this song. The vocal harmonies on this one. And like it just kept expanding more and more and more until about I would say about my early teenagers. I was probably 13, 14 when my brother got his first guitar.
Oh, Brian played?
Well, very briefly. So he begged my parents.
I think you told me the story.
Yeah, he begged my parents to buy him a guitar.
Yeah.
And for a while he practiced it, but in his frustration, I would say, "Here, let me try it," and then I would get
his little tiny hands.
And he didn't have the patience for learning,
which you need. You really do need.
You definitely you need that. It's imperative. And I have all the patience in the world, and I just sat there and I just kept going and I kept going and I kept going, and then all of a sudden I started learning very difficult songs like "Time of Your Life" by whatever the names are.
Green Day.
Green Day, yes.
Blackbird, all the different finger picking.
Blackbird, and so I had those in my belt very early in age, I suppose, and it just kept growing from there.
Okay.
So then I started looking up like what kind of other artists are there out there that display this skill in musical instruments. So then that's when I got into like Santana. I got into like Joe Satriani.
So you heard that song that we were just watching about the Viva La Vida and the Joe Satriani one?
Yes.
It's pretty similar.
It is pretty similar.
But I don't think it was like...
Yeah, and for context, we were listening to a YouTube channel that was mentioning about a lot of songs that were famous by other artists, but they weren't the original writers.
They were covers.
They were covers.
Or the other one, it's the same guy, the same YouTube channel, David Bennett Piano, shout out. That songs that might have riffed off other songs.
Right, because of there are likeness in their melodies.
And
right.
I mean, I think at this point that, especially in popular music, unless you're like prog rock, you're going to basically make the same, like to make your music successful to the masses, their ears, you're going to play like a lot of the same chord progressions or be in the same key or be in the same, So it's like, if this song by Lady Gaga sounds like a song that was written by the Hollies, like, is it really like them ripping off, or is it just like...
Right. And then it's been, at least 100 years in which we have documented these kinds of songs. And then at some point, you're going to run into crossovers because there's only so many notes out there and so many sequences of notes that you
doing
can play.
Like augmented, like weird chords and stuff like that. Like,
right.
Like
well, now they're inventing like new genres where it's just like white noise just because like what else can you do with that?
Unless you're Yoko Ono, super original.
That's right.
Right now when you were talking about your mom, that reminded me that my mom has a really good singing voice. And so the music, I think that was what kind of moved me to start singing. Now, I don't think I have a good singing voice, but I could at least like hold a tune. But now that I've gotten older, like my voice has changed, and it's super hard now to like, like I was like, I should probably go like to my ENT, my ear, nose, and throat doctor, and be like, hey, like, is there anything you could do to like,
can you fix this?
Can
you make me sound like David Bowie?
Or Bob Dylan? We ain't gonna work on Maggie's.
All they have to do is just close your nasal passage and you're set.
At what age did you stop wanting to be a rock star?
Never. To this very day,
I'm like, I know it's not gonna happen, but if it does, I think I talked about it when we were in the car, when we were in Broadway. I was like, hey man, like, I mean, like country music is something that I grew up with and I still really like, but it's not my number one. Like, rock is my number one.
Yeah.
But if I became famous as a country music star, like, so be it. Right. And then I was like, even if it's like norteño or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, right. Yeah. Anything for the money. Right.
Yeah. Still to this day, like, I know it's not going to happen, but like,
yeah, like my dream as a child, it started off as like, I wanted to be an artist. And then it moved to like, I want to be a rock star.
You're never gonna make it, Patrick. Give up your dreams. You don't get me.
Right. Like, I'll put all the work. I'll do the work.
I'll show him someday.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a star, mama.
And to this day, like, if I became a rock star, like, that'd be awesome. But
I know I tried to form a band a couple of times, and it just didn't work out. Mostly because we were terrible. But I did perform one time. And it was for my parents' anniversary. and it was me, my friend TK, and then Kitty. You know Kitty.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
So for my parents' anniversary, and then another person had help, but he didn't actually do anything. But Jacob,
Yeah.
you know, he owned the Mariscos restaurant, the seafood restaurant, and so he would close on Thanksgiving, like after 5.
Oh, okay.
So my parents' anniversary is around Thanksgiving. So I was like, hey, bro, can we have a party here? And he was like, yeah, sure. So it was their 35th anniversary, and we themed it the Beatles.
Cool.
So they had like all the tables had like arrangements that were Beatles. We told everybody to dress like in that era.
Yeah.
Or dress as a Beatle. My dad and my dad dressed like, I don't think he dressed like anybody. Oh no, he did dress like John Lennon during the Imagine era. Like he was all white.
Oh yes.
I think my mom and I think my mom dressed as Yoko.
Okay.
My sister also dressed as Yoko because she looks Asian. But it was like when they broke up the Beatles era. When she broke up.
Well,
I mean,
like
technically it was John who really, but whatever.
Right, mid-70s.
We still blame Yoko.
Yes.
And then my brother-in-law Jonathan dressed up as John, but during the Hard Day's Night era.
Okay, all right.
I dressed
the
up as
bowl cut era.
Yeah,
yeah.
I dressed up. Yeah, I think we got him a wig, and it was like a bowl cut. And then I dressed up as Paul McCartney on the album cover of Abbey Road, where he's just wearing.
He had a vest.
He's barefoot. And he's barefoot.
Yes. You went barefoot?
Yeah, I perform barefoot.
That's commitment.
And then my friend Jacob.
You're like screw the hookworms.
Yeah.
I could do this.
Screw all the pork and glass on the floor. And then my friend Jacob dressed up as Mark David Chapman, the guy who killed John Lennon.
No, he did not. Did people know?
He didn't even know because I told him to dress up as that. And he kind of looked like him a little bit. Yeah,
that's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
We got the trench coat and like the white dad shoes, the scarf. Yeah, I'll put it like on the video version. I'll put it like a picture of Mark David Chapman.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I have to do this.
So and then we performed. So me and TK practiced a lot. Like,
what song?
We did like five or six.
Which ones?
Hard Day's Night.
Okay. Did you guys? Okay. Now that we're on the topic, what chord did you guys use for that opening chord?
That's why we were talking about it earlier. It's in like whatever augmented chord it was. I think it was 2, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 1 chord,
and then
but not even the Beatles remembered what it was. And it wasn't until like maybe like 10 years ago or something like that where they discovered what it was.
So maybe that's the one that we used because 35 was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So,
I remember.
So that I'm saying my parents' 35th anniversary was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be their 44th coming up.
Okay.
45th. So I don't remember, but we practiced a lot, and then we even looked at some Beatles. I mean, a musician's channel where he teaches you the Beatles harmonies.
Oh, great. Okay.
So
yes.
And that's the one thing that I had a problem with because my thing is to follow what everybody else is doing, but in the Beatles, it's like. John is doing one thing, Paul's doing another thing, and then George is, and then Ringo's doing coloring book somewhere.
right. Yes.
But we practiced a lot, me and TK, and then we finally, Kitty was able to come and she helped us. So we were the Threedles because it was only 3 of us.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Me and TK on guitars, and then Kitty was piano. So we did like a different version. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is when I had all my guitars.
Yeah.
So like some of them were tuned differently. So I would be like, "Oh, look at this other guitar." And
you bust out every one for every song.
One. Yeah. Because he was like that. I think he might have used 2 actually.
Okay, that's funny.
And then I think I played bass on one of them, but it was like a goth thunder bass, so it really didn't go.
Oh.
But so we did Hard Day's Night.
Okay.
And I Love Her.
Oh, that's a good one.
While My Guitar Gently Weeps. But we did a different version of it. If you have the Beatles anthology. There's a George Harrison version.
I know which one you're talking about.
That is like a very stripped down version. We did that one. Okay. I think it's in a different key. We did.
Yeah, he did a few of those. Yeah.
We were gonna do Across the Universe, and I was the one that was gonna sing it, and it was gonna be not so much the Beatles version, but it was gonna be the Rufus Wainwright version, where he sings like loud, and I could sing that back in the day. But I was too nervous to do it. TK was like, "Dude, you got to do this one. You sound really good." And I was like, "Dude, I can't. Like, I can't."
Yeah.
We did. Oh God, what was the last one that we did? I know that we did. In the end. In the end, the love you make is equal to the love you make. But we didn't. The song we did before. I don't remember. Oh no. Oh God, if I remember the name of the song, I'll say it. But TK, TK plays guitar too.
Yes.
And he would play this song all the time, and it was him and Kitty, and it was really good. I don't remember.
Was it late era or?
It was early era. And I remember at the end, he would be like, yeah. So we did like five songs. And
what
it was really
song ends with yeah?
I'm asking right now.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna look it up in a little bit. Well,
Okay.
I'll ask you a question. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
So but the whole point of the story was that I was really nervous, and it was funny that like TK, like I think he could sense it before we even started, because this is the first time I ever
Performed.
Not performed, but it was the first time I'd performed guitar live in front of other people for their entertainment,
Sure.
their nightmare. The first time I sang like that and in front of a big crowd. I had been in band before,
Okay.
so I performed whatever.
Right.
But there was a bunch of people. I'm not the center focus.
Right.
3 of us. So, but he kind of turns to me, and I remember this vividly. He's like, "All right, guys, remember when we play live, we tend to play fast. So like, slow it down, take a deep breath." And once he said that, I was like, oh, "Okay, dude." And I was in the zone. And I remember we finished, and I was like so full of adrenaline.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Dude, this is why people love performing, because it's like, it's such a high."
Yes.
And I was like, that doesn't even make any sense how like, but I was like, dude, I don't know what to do.
That's why people rely on drugs. Just kind of
seriously.
like, I gotta wind down with drugs. Right.
So going back to another question that I had asked you previously, I said I'm going to go first. I keep talking. My musical influences, I would say, are obviously the Beatles, and not only influenced, but my favorite artists, the Beatles, in no particular order. My Chemical Romance, you guys know that. I'm an emo kid. I went through an emo phase at like 20, but whatever. Muse, Linkin Park, and then Garth Brooks. Prince. How much I love Prince.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you do know. Do you have a recording of that still?
I believe I may do. I may have one
where I look like more like Meatloaf.
I have to.
And I would do anything for love.
Except that.
And I think, and the other bands that I really do like, I like 30 Seconds to Mars. You can tell, like, I went through an emo phase.
Yeah.
And then I know you don't like them, but I really like the White Stripes.
Nah, I can't do it.
I can see that. But I really like those, and I can't think of anybody else. And then around the rap side, rap was another big one for me. So Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, like the main ones. I don't know if I cut this out of the other podcast we did with the Spice Girls episode, but me and my sister were really into Puff Daddy back in the day. We even went to a concert of his, dude.
Did you? Almost, or you did?
No, we went.
You went. Wow.
And I might cut this out. My parents bought us the tickets, and I don't know if my mom for sure didn't know like what.
Yeah, what it was.
My dad might have, because but we missed the meeting to go.
Wow, nice.
And it was like, it's like any concert, people were like
rowdy,
smoking weed.
Yes.
And I remember being 12 maybe or 11 and like thinking like, yo, we should not be here.
Yeah, you're like, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah, like as a kid, like this is like, not that they were doing anything adultish, but like as someone who's a witness, probably should have been there.
Right.
And then I remember thinking like my sister, when she was young, and she was I mean she still is, but she, being pretty, I was like, if somebody tries to do something to my sister, it's literally nothing I can do. Yeah. I'd be like, just run, run. And then other influences or musicians that I enjoyed big time growing up, because of my dad, The Doors, U2. Later on, I got into the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And then as far as the Beatles, and then going back to the Beatles, George Harrison, solo stuff is the one. George Harrison is my favorite Beatle for sure. Okay. But I think his solo stuff is the one that I enjoyed the most. Although I don't know if it's, I guess it's semantics or just subjective. Who has the best?
Right.
But also, like, my favorite songs are his songs on the Beatles.
Okay.
Like something,
right.
While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Here Comes the Sun, and even like what's that one? Savoy Truffle.
Yes.
And then after that would be Eleanor Rigby, because
which is a Paul song.
Which Eleanor Rigby, I think, might be the first Beatles song I ever heard, or I remember hearing. I don't know if it's the first one I ever heard, but it's the first one I remember hearing.
Oh, okay.
And I was like 10.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit older than that. So it might have not been the first one, but for sure we played it in band. Like in our band, we played a melody and it was like Eleanor Rigby.
With a guitar instead of the strings?
It was strings. It was also, no, because it was band like
in school.
So no, it wasn't strings. It was brass and woodwinds.
Ah,
yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So what are I know some of your favorite ones, but what are your...
Okay, so you're talking about like just artists that I enjoy or that have influenced my...
I talked about both.
Music.
I talked about both.
Okay. For sure, my first love will always be the Beatles. And I've always gone to them, and forever will they be, to me, the best band in the world.
I don't know how anybody could ever surpass them.
No, I don't.
As far as songwriting, popularity,
melody writing,
showmanship,
they're just amazing. And I know John Mayer came close, but I've yet to see women go wild for an
Michael
artist
Jackson,
like maybe Michael Jackson,
but that wasn't women. That was
that was both sides,
and maybe children.
But I've yet to see people go nuts, go bananas like
Taylor
people
Swift,
did for.
Not as far as influence, but as far as going nuts.
Maybe Taylor Swift, but
it's delusional.
But for the Beatles to come up with plans, exit strategies to get out of arenas or venues,
and the fact that was it their last 4 or 5 albums, they never performed live, and they still was it amazing. Magical Mystery Tour or Sgt. Pepper? That was the last one they like performed.
I'm not sure,
but you know what I mean. Like the last 4 years, they like, and they were like still the biggest.
Right.
Yeah.
So definitely starting with the Beatles,
and the fact that they never got back together, I think makes it even better to me. I like a band. If you break up, just leave it at that. Land on a high note.
I agree with you to a degree because as a Beatles fan, I want more Beatles.
Well, you got what's that one that Now and Then? The one
which wasn't too bad. It was okay.
Free as a Bird is a great song.
Yeah. So I would say Beatles. But I understand, and they already had a lot of creative differences, and that's okay. And they were able to show that in their solo careers, which is fine. So definitely the Beatles, biggest influence. And by then, I had a teacher who was 100% a hippie. Okay.
Was he in the Dead, like a Grateful Dead or something?
No, she was into Santana.
Okay, yeah, that checks out.
And every single day during homeroom, while we were supposed to be reading, it was right when Superstition came out
with Rob Thomas.
Yes. Okay.
So, I mean,
one of the songs
on the album
had Rob Thomas in it. Yes, and a couple covers with like and every single day, without fail, we would listen to Superstition.
Man,
and
it was such a one.
And every single day, without fail, we would listen to that album. And
are you serious?
I kid you not. And like
that was a banger. That's a banger.
And and I already had experience with some of the Santana songs, but then that's when like it really took off, and I was like, what's all these other 70s rock artists around that time. And so I got into like, Aerosmith and
I know Aerosmith is big for you.
The Doors and things like that. And then later I got into Led Zeppelin, some of the heavier stuff, and I was hooked. I couldn't get out of it. I think recently I got into Van Halen.
Okay, so that's recent.
I would say that's kind of recent compared to other artists. Yeah, Van Halen, and I'm like they're like top 5 for sure for me.
I don't know if
top 3.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but for me too, the Rolling Stones I recently got into, like within the last 7 years.
Yeah, which is recent compared to the rest, right? And I'm hooked. I couldn't get out of it.
Van Halen,
yeah, they're great. I love them.
Both eras with Sammy Hagar and David Lee.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I love them all. Yes.
I can appreciate both. I know that what's his name? David Lee does have an amazing voice, but he's the showman.
Yes.
I think Sammy has a better voice.
Possibly. But it's not so much.
Both of them.
But I appreciate the roles. But for me, what I follow is the drummer and the guitarist.
And Eddie.
So both Van Halen is like the stars to me. Yes, David Lee Roth has some like crazy like range in his vocals, where like even if I tried them right now and try to hit some of those squeals that he goes, ow! And I'm like,
Oh, no, was it Hot for Teacher?
That? Right? Hot for
no,
Teacher
what's the one where he does that?
Yeah, he does it in Hot for Teacher.
But also he does it in the. Oh, you really got me. He's like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl,
so
you
yeah.
really got me.
Oh, which I love.
Which is
version.
a cover.
Yeah, it is
a Kinks cover.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah. So definitely a lot of hard rock, a lot of classic rock. That's been my style, and I've never left from there. I listen to some 90s songs and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you know what? That's another thing. 80s music. Anything with synthesizers.
You like?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Speaking of 70s, 80s, both of us forgot to say one that's I would feel is very influential to both of us. Queen.
Yes, you're right.
That's like one of my top favorite bands.
Yes. Yeah.
We were listening to the Innuendo yesterday.
Yeah. It was really good. Yeah.
So 80, is it just 80 synth or just anything with like a synthesizer or like that 80s vibe?
I love the 80s vibe. So I recently started getting into The Cure.
Okay.
That has a lot of that, like the da, na, 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 and it just sounds really good. I love it. What else has tons of 80s songs like
a lot of those one-hit wonders kind of.
That's
pretty good stuff.
They have a lot of that stuff. That sound, I love it.
Tainted
Flock of
Love.
Seagulls has a lot of that.
Flock of Seagulls is very 80s, dude.
Yes, but I love it. It's really great. Yeah. Disco was also really big for me.
Disco's not a big influence for me, but I do love disco. I do like it.
Yeah. So my parents loved the Bee Gees, and so I would listen to the Bee Gees all of the time.
Oh, the Bee Gees are amazing.
Yeah.
Tragedy is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, I love Tragedy. Yeah.
I used to work with these guys, and shout out to the David brothers and also Stampede. They owned a catering business, and when I was in cooking, but one of them was also like they started their own catering business. We worked together, but they were also musicians and they cut albums.
Mm-hmm.
And at work, when we were preparing for the catering, we would listen to the Bee Gees a lot.
Yeah.
Have I ever shown you them their music?
Who's this?
It's one of these two brothers. They had a band called Stampede, and then they went kind of on their own, and they did the David Brothers.
No.
They actually, I think they said they toured with Kings of Leon. That was like their opener. Back when like Kings of Leon was like very
small.
Small. Yeah. I'll show you them later. But
okay.
their one album was a rock album.
Okay.
I mean, their Stampede was the rock, and then they went to the David Brothers and was more folk. It was like
I'll skip that one.
They're very heavily influenced by Bob Dylan.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
it's really good stuff. Anyways, so that's our musical influences. Now, what about musical movies? Do you have any that you like? Because we're gonna watch a music doc.
Right. Musical movies. No.
Which is funny because we've done like 3. I think this will be the 3rd one.
Musical film?
Yeah. For the podcast.
Oh,
we did.
Not including me though.
No.
Yeah,
we haven't done with you. Which, by the way, that's I now that you said about the synth, that's probably why you like the music in Runaway, the first one we did.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
so good,
with my dad, we did a music documentary. Charles Bradley,
yes.
Soul of America, and then with my brother-in-law, we did Spice World.
Okay,
which is the real British invasion.
Well, sure. Does Help count as a movie doc? Or a Hard Day's Night?
Hard Day's Night, yeah. That was actually on the list. I want to do it with somebody one day.
Oh, you know what? I did see the documentary on the Beatles.
Let It Be?
Yes, Let It Be, yes.
The one that's like 5 hours or whatever.
Yes.
Peter Jackson?
Yes.
How is it good?
So good. Yes, it like filled in a lot of the gaps of what was going on within the Beatles during that time area, and them practicing and trying for them to pull off this massive project in 23 days, I believe it was
crazy.
Incredible. And the amount of pressure that they had for them to come up with the songs.
Yeah.
They didn't have it written. And all of that was like, let's just go into this room, lock ourselves in, and work on this for
put our
20
differences
days
aside and just finish this last.
Yeah, and I think the original timeline was like 18 or 19 days, where they're like, let's just do this in 19 days. Let's try to find a venue somewhere in the Middle East and just perform there. And then something happened, got delayed a couple of days, and then they couldn't find a venue where they were able to ship everybody out there and all the gear and stuff like that, until one of them said, why don't we just do it on top of Apple Studios? Apple Studios, right? Yeah. And okay, let's just give that a shot and see what happens. And that's what they did. And then they were incomplete. They couldn't find the sound that they wanted until one day George's friend, Billy Preston,
the sixth Beatle, or the fifth Beatle,
right? He showed up one day, and he was just, I think he was gonna do a film or something, and he just happened to fly to London and asked George, hey, can I come by and hang out with you guys? And he's like, sure, okay, why not? And he showed up, and then he asked, hey, they asked him, like, can you like do something with the piano with us and just kind of like fill in the gaps?
What's the song that he did?
Get Back.
Get Back, that's right.
Yes. And yep. And sure enough, they loved him, and they said, oh, we would love to have you as part of our group.
I feel like they might have worked with him before or after.
They may have, but I know George and him were really like close friends, and they would do a lot of stuff together. So they did work on
which he's buried in a cemetery in, I think, Inglewood, Billy Preston.
Is he from here?
He's from the state. He's American.
Well,
I don't know where exactly.
In currently Tennessee, but from California.
I think he might be from California.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, yeah, great film. So I'm assuming you have not seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, I'm kind of disappointed in you, and maybe I will need to usurp this podcast just because of this.
Oh wait, I thought he was okay. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of somebody else then, because he was in Scottsdale, but he was from Texas. Oh, he's a Texas man.
Okay, he's one of your people.
And then he has a couple of. I think he actually did a cover of Get Back.
I'm not sure. He may have,
because he was on the track.
Right.
All right, so Patrick. So you're ready to watch this movie that I think 33% of it you're gonna love. 33% you're not gonna care about.
I may or may not like, right?
Yeah, and then the 33% you're gonna.
I'm trying to think what kind of guitarist I don't like. The only one that comes to mind right now is Jack White. I don't like the guy. I don't think he's a good musician, but I think that's the only person that I can think of.
All right.
And for you to say I'm not gonna like him, and for you to know, I don't even.
Well, we'll see.
Right, I'm excited to see this.
Maybe okay. And this is a question that I'm gonna ask when we come back. Has there ever been a musician that you had a terrible opinion about, or like just didn't like, but then ended up
liking or appreciate them later?
We'll get to that after these messages from our sponsor. I don't have a sponsor. We'll put a sponsor. Oh my, Starbucks sponsored the pod. I love coffee.
Yeah,
me and Patrick are big coffee people. All right, everyone. We'll get to watch the movie.
You son of a gun, you did it. You got me. It was Jack White.
It was Jack White.
No, I didn't want to see Jack White. Why'd you? Okay, all right, well.
And the funny part was that he's the first person to appear on screen, and you didn't. Like, I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't know what he looks like.
No, I thought, well, I mean, I had seen pictures of him before. Yeah. So I had like a vague idea, but I thought it was just some Amish dude that they were just recording. And I was like, it looks like Jack White, but I'm really hoping it's not Jack White. So I'm just going to pretend that this is just an Amish guy.
Just some random guy.
Yeah. And then sure enough, it was Jack White. You got me real good.
Born John Gillis. No. Later changed his name to Jack White.
You know, for a second, I thought you were going to say it was John Mayer.
Oh, I know you like John Mayer.
But I didn't before.
Okay, so...
Oh, you know what? That answers that question.
That answers the question?
Yes. I'm just going to... I guess I'll start off with that before I even go into the documentary.
Somebody that you didn't like and then your opinion changed on them.
Yes. John Mayer. 100%.
Okay.
And there's a story to that.
Okay.
I have a friend of mine that through his work got some tickets. The guy gets a lot of tickets to a lot of these kinds of shows. Yeah. And one day he had tickets to John Mayer. I had never heard of the guy.
Oh, okay.
I didn't care about it. And he called me one day. He said, hey, man, I got these tickets for my work. I'm going to go tonight, but my wife got sick. You want to come with me? And I said, who is it? And he said, oh, it's some guy, but you're going to love him because he's a really, really good guitarist.
Okay.
And he was trained by Eric Clapton.
Okay.
And I said, Eric Clapton, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm going, right? So I went to this concert, and it was 90% 12-year-olds.
Yep, ladies.
Okay, girls, little girls. Okay, not even women. Most of them were little girls, and like their dads or something, you know. And I showed up with my friend, and I'm like, what kind of show are you taking me to, dude? Why are there a bunch of little girls? All right. And he starts laughing. He starts laughing like he knew that I was gonna get upset about this, right? And sure enough, he starts playing, and oh my gosh, I was like, "What is this? What is this? What is he playing?
Your body is wonderland."
And all the little girls, oh my god, that song's about me. And I'm sitting there bored out of my mind, like, oh, what am I doing here? I gotta get out of here. I try to find an excuse to like leave and escape and just kind of like ditch him. It was that bad. Really? I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Then he started playing Gravity.
Okay.
Okay. And I felt Clapton like emerging from the ashes, from his veins, right? Yeah. And it was just like, I just heard the lazy guitar, you know, just flowing through his fingers. And I was like revived. I was like, I'm back. Like, what just happened? There's a miracle happening. And I'm loving this. Like, I'm hearing an actual musician playing for the first time tonight.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And he was on the floor and he was, you know, shredding, and he was doing such an amazing job on the guitar that I said, wow, okay, you just sold me, man. Like, this is music. This was really, really good. And yeah. That was my story.
Okay, well, there you go. There's one. The one person that I would say that I didn't like and now I do like is actually Taylor Swift. But now I think it's come full circle to kind of like where I'm like indifferent now, like almost borderline, like going back to what it was.
Oh, really?
Just because she's everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Like we were talking about this in our car rides that she's a great songwriter. And she knows, either she or she has a really good marketing team that knows what they're doing.
Oh, yes. Of course.
She's a showwoman. Mm-hmm. She puts on a show, but I think for me, it's kind of come around full circle. Like, it was like, I used to call her Tadoff Swiftler. Because she was everywhere. Then when she went pop is when I kind of started liking her. And then, you know, I wouldn't say like I was a Swiftie, but I was like, I appreciated like the craft.
Sure. And
then now it's just like, I'm neutral.
She's done so much, and maybe the quality of her writing.
Well, I mean, it's not even her fault that, like, it was just, especially as a football fan, and she's dating a football player, and it was just like,
but that's personal life. I don't pay attention to that.
Not that she's dating but it's just that, like, even on Sundays, like on my football, they were like, Taylor Swift is here, and I'm like, all right,
okay, well, who cares?
Exactly,
right,
exactly. What it was about. Right. Now I'll give you an opposite one of somebody that everybody loves. So, like, okay, before we get to that, so what is your deal with Jack White specifically?
I just, I mean, I haven't yet heard a song of his where I said, this is music. Uh-huh. It just sounds like someone got bored in a basement and just started,
that's what he did.
Yeah, like, and he just started, like, you know, playing a riff or whatever. And then I think most of the stuff that I know was during White Stripes.
Yeah.
And
maybe he like his solo stuff or his other stuff.
I blend Meg and Jack together because of how bad her drums were. All right. And then it just affected the entirety of the song, which then reflected on him. Right. So I'm not familiar with like all of his later stuff because since then I'm like, okay, I kind of wrote him off.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I never considered him like a guitarist, like a good guitarist or a good player or musician.
Obviously, you know, this thing's not going to change your opinion, but did you see him in a different light with this?
Slightly. I did see when him and Edge and Jimmy Page were kind of like riffing, and then I saw like, okay, he knows
technical stuff,
about, you know, different like progressions and the different structures and things like that. And he comes from a very blues jazz kind of background. Yeah. So I do appreciate that. And I know that is a very complex style. And if you do know that, then you could pretty much do whatever
blues
you want.
And jazz, anything, guitar, piano is just like,
is out of this world.
It's too much. It's too much.
Right.
I was in a jazz band in school, and they would do some complex stuff, and I'm like, I don't. Or then it would be like, all right, so this sheet music is in 8/12, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Or the one that always got me was 8/9/8 or 8/9.
Ooh.
9/8. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't.
Wow. There's like a missing note. You just have to accept it.
Yeah, basically. Because the top one is so it would be 8 and 9. What and how many? So that would be 8, 9. Like the 8th notes and 9 8th notes in each bar.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I agree with you on that, because I love Jack White and I like the White Stripes, but I can see how and a lot of his stuff does sound very similar,
almost like rudimentary to me.
But they are very much they do have a lot of blues influence, and I would see it a lot more in the Rockin' Tours and his later stuff, when he went solo. And by the way, the 3 people that were the focus of this was Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, your homie. Then The Edge from U2, and then Jack White from Rockin' Tours, White Stripes and all that stuff. I do think Meg is a good drummer, but I would say that her stuff would not work anywhere other than the White Stripes. I know that a lot of people.
Yeah, because I think they try to make the sound. That is their sound.
That is their sound. Yeah. Right. So one of their most popular songs is Seven Nation Army. Do you like that one?
No.
No, you don't?
No. I hear it and I appreciate the guitar in it.
And the simplicity of
but the drums is too simple. Like I watch her do it, and that's like as much as she can do. It's just like she hits a snare, she hits a snare, she hits a snare, and then that's it. It's too much.
She hits a hi-hat every once in a while.
I think there's probably like 2 or 3 strikes in the whole song, and it's no.
So as far as Jimmy Page, what were some things that you found out about him in this? Even though I've seen this a couple of times, I found out some new things about him that I didn't know.
I didn't know that his background was more of like session playing, and it's more like you're the invisible guy that does stuff for people, and people rely on you to make them sound a certain way, but then no one knows who you are because you're not a frontman, you're not a part of the group.
Yeah.
And that was something interesting that I didn't know.
Well, in the film, he used a specific phrase. It was a muzak, M-U-Z-A-K, which is basically like you're interpreting somebody else's work, and you're just like,
yes,
they already have basically everything done, and then you're just like, well, you add something to it, but it's not really like yours. So
right, you're like a filler kind of guy, right? They come in, they have already the sheet music ready to go, they have the whole groups ready to play, and then you come in and they say, I need you to just add sprinkles of touches to fill in the gaps.
And then you're like, okay, you do it, and then they might just cut some of the stuff out of there.
Right. Because it's not always gonna work, especially when you're trying to do it on the fly. Yeah. I mean, any musician that's jammed with another person knows that when you're just riffing together, it doesn't always flow, but then eventually you'll find that moment, that little spark, and you're like, ooh, that sounded really good.
I'm glad that you weren't completely turned off by it because of
I still kept an open mind about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so you don't you feel a certain way about Jack White, and they are the White Stripes and Jack Whites are very, very popular. They're a lot of people consider them to be really good musician. Jack White specifically.
Right.
So the way you feel, I think, about Jack White. I
disagree with that, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. You're wrong, but but I feel that same way about Oasis.
Ooh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, and it's they have good songs. I'm not going to deny that, and they're pretty good at what they do. But I think they're so high on themselves for doing very little, and
for doing one. I only know one.
Well, they have
Oasis, Wonderwall.
I like Champagne Supernova and Don't Look Back in Anger, but those, they had other albums, but they're just I don't know, cartoon characters to me. Specifically the brothers,
the vocalist?
Both of the brothers, because they're always feuding, you know what I mean? And every time they're like, oh, we're gonna do another reunion tour, and then they last 3 gigs before they're punching each other on stage.
Right, as any sibling would, right?
And the other person I do feel about that is not to that same degree, but John Mayer. But I think we talked about this at as much, and I think it was mostly because of his fans and stuff like that, and then also the lyrics in his song are very I don't know, just generic.
Sure.
But seeing him play guitar, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's a legit guitar player.
Yes.
Whether or not his music, his actual music, and how he I don't know.
like the composition and
the composition, the melody. It's like kind of generic, but he's
a good guitar player.
Yeah.
That doesn't write good songs.
Basically.
Right.
And you know, like it's even the lyrics, to me, the lyrics are very important. But I think I could overlook that. Like someone like Muse, if you read their lyrics, they're pretty generic.
Maybe.
They're not like,
but I have to give Muse and John Mayer the benefit in that they have good sounds. John Mayer has a
Muse
really good sound.
is like everything else is amazing. Like even
the drummer is amazing.
The drummer, the bassist, and you know, Matt Bellamy plays guitar and piano to a high level, and he's an amazing singer too. Has a great voice.
Yes.
So I think I can overlook that a little bit. And I remember they opened for My Chemical Romance during the Black Parade tour, which is wild to me. That Muse opened for MCR.
Yeah.
I was like, it shouldn't be the other way. But anyways, I don't
probably
think
not at that time. Though.
They weren't as famous here. They were probably more famous in the UK.
Sure.
But it was actually in San Antonio. And being that they were both my favorite artists, we were singing like to the Muse songs. Me and some other people that were there that I just didn't know. We just started singing. And I remember some guy was with his daughter, an older man at that point, who's probably my age now, but he's probably as old as I am now.
This is probably like what, 20 years ago?
Black Parade came out in 2000.
That was like mid 2000,
2010,
mid 2000s. Okay,
so 15 years ago, yeah. And he was like, "Dude, I can't hear what they're saying," and I'm like, and me, the other guy turned to them and like, "Their lyrics aren't that great, man. Don't worry about it. Just listen to their music." There was one thing about Jimmy Page that I forgot what it was, that I was like, oh dang, like I didn't know that about him. No, I knew that he was a session player. I can't remember. But it's cool to see how did Jimmy said like his whole thing changed when he was able to find like basically distortion and like pedals, and like it changed. And that's, I think Led Zeppelin, specifically Jimmy Page, is known for having amazing like distortion in his guitars.
Right. He said that he wanted the sound to sound dirty.
Yeah.
And raw.
Like, what do you say? Like offensive or something like that.
Yeah, that's the word he used. He said offensive. Yes. Yeah.
And then you see how it influenced for sure the Edge and Jack White.
Well, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody since then wanted to play his style. You listen to Aerosmith and it's like
Joe Perry.
Joe Perry is basically Jimmy Page with like a slightly cleaner or like a slightly smaller sound.
Heavy metal music is, you know.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see when he started playing. What song was it? Jimmy Page started, because so basically they're in a room together. They're like telling their story of how they became guitarists and how they formed the bands, and you know. But then
I think that was a very small aspect of the film where they were trying to explain like
I thought that was pretty interesting. But they're basically in a studio or in a warehouse, a soundstage. That's what it was, a soundstage, and they all have all their guitars, all their equipment, and they're playing each other's songs and stuff like that. But Jimmy Page plays "Whole Lot of Love." That's what it was.
Whole Lot of Love, yeah.
And you could tell the moment, like the Edge and Jack White were like, "Oh my gosh!" They didn't say anything, but their eyes like lit up.
yeah. Like if they're listening to like a live concert, and they're just like super excited to hear this.
Like both of them just started grinning from ear to ear like little kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would be 100% me if I was there. Like, with Mr. Page. What were some other things that you...
Sir Page to you, sir.
Oh, Sir James Patrick Page.
James Patrick Page, that's right.
What were some other highlights of this? Oh, look, highlights of the movie. Jimmy Page playing "A Whole Lot of Love." You know, other thing too, and I always found this super hilarious, which Jimmy Page does say in the movie, in the documentary, that the Edge is known for being a technical, not technical as in, but like technology, or like a tech wizard, like with his rig. And you saw his whole entire rig that they had, and it's like, well, it's hooked up to something else, but he just presses one button and it activates these certain pedals, and his guitar
certain amps and certain like, you know, headers and things like that.
And his guitar guy was like, he just goes down the line for each song. But when he was playing the riff for Elevation, like if you do it without the distortion, the reverb, and the, you know, Edge is known for echo. It's just literally like bam.
Yeah. He's like, this is all I'm playing. I'm just playing these two chords, and like it sounds very flat.
Yeah.
Bring, bring.
Yeah, and then and the actual song is like wow.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. What were some other highlights for you?
Definitely seeing Edge's gear, like his pedal board.
That pedal board is insane.
Was amazing. I had a really sweet pedal board once,
Uh-huh.
and I moved houses.
Okay.
And I moved to a house that was somehow much bigger than my old place,
Okay.
but I didn't have my own dedicated music space like my old place. So therefore, for me, it was smaller.
Okay.
Okay. Where before I used to have all my music stuff in the garage, and now
Gotcha.
my garage is taken over by my dad's tools. Therefore, I don't have room anymore. So I boxed up all of my music gear into a
Okay.
box, and we shipped it all over. And I just didn't have the room to play a lot. So there was a brief period of time where I just didn't get to play at all. It was like a 2-year period. Like 2 years later, I find my box of pedals and power supplies and switches and all that stuff. I had like this really fancy talk box.
Okay. Oh, you had a talk
I
box.
had a talk box.
Peter Frampton up in this building.
And
Do you feel like we do? Gonna feel
Yeah.
like we, or Bon Jovi too.
yeah,
What's the song that he does? Oh, It's My The one that Bon Jovi does it on, Richie Zambora is Oh, It's My Life, right?
No, I don't think he starts with the
I'm
top
like this because there's allergies, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm not crying because of how much I love the.
So what killed me
Yeah.
was the location of where I found this box. Of really, like, this is like a collection of like all the pedals that I collected over the years.
Mhm.
It was outside the house where the rain had gotten to it.
In the one time it rained in Southern California.
And the one time that it rained in the 2 years that I didn't find my stuff. And I was like, where's my stuff? I can't find my stuff. And I would look in the attic and like, where did it go? I know I boxed it and we brought it. And it turns out that it was hidden behind like a lot of like construction materials underneath all the piles of wood. And sure enough, like I look at the box, I find the box, and it's all like weather beaten, and the cardboard box was completely destroyed from the rain.
Mhm.
And I look inside, like all my stuff was just gone. Oh,
No, you couldn't salvage it. Like you tried, or
I kept 2 of them. To this day, I've never plugged it in fear that it's just gonna explode. But so that was my opportunity to start anew. And if Helix is listening out there, if Line 6 is listening out there,
Marshall,
I'm about to sponsor for you, and this is a good review. I got the Line 6. It's called the Line 6 Helix. Okay,
my amp is a Line 6. The one that's in there is a Line 6.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah.
But it's not a pedal board.
No,
It's an amp.
It has a pedal board that you can, but it's an amp. Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those miniature ones.
Yeah, it has like 4 different settings.
Okay, well, I have the floor one, which has like I think it was 8 or 10 or 12 switches.
Yeah,
switches.
the one that I have, the pedal board, you can only use it with that.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, the really cool thing is that you could install modules into them to simulate whatever pedal you want.
Whatever. Oh, really?
So gone are the days where you buy individual pedals.
You can just download them?
You just download them, import them. You set your sequence in the device, and then all the switches you say, okay, like I want this profile to sound like Led Zeppelin. I want this profile to sound like Van Halen. Yeah. I want this sound to sound like George Harrison or whatever. And you switch to your profiles, and then within your profiles, they're granular. All your switches then becomes like, oh, do you want to add like an EQ, which you obviously start? Do you want to add some sort of reverb? Do you want to add some sort of like flange or whatever effects that you can think of? It's there, and it's amazing. And I forgot why I'm bringing this up, other than the pure joy of technology. Okay, so which brings me back to the Edge and seeing his pedal board, which looks like kind of like what I have, but like 3 times larger. Where he had probably like 30 or 40 foot switches on it. It was huge. And each one has its own assignment in which he would then trigger certain headers and gear that he wants for specific sounds. And it was, that to me was like, wow, this guy like put in some major cash into that thing, because that thing was beautiful.
I mean, he said the first guitar that he bought was that Explorer. Yeah. Which was what, $700 in the 80s, which that's kind of cheap for a guitar now. For like a Gibson Explorer.
For like how do you say it? Like a somewhat like a low mid-tier kind of guitar,
or like a high quality Epiphone, not a Gibson, but an Epiphone.
An Epiphone, then yes, it would.
Or
be
like a
good,
high quality, what's the other, Squire.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a Fender. You know, I really did find interesting, and I noticed it a little bit more here. That obviously, especially artists like that make music, like, and they do it for a living, and everybody had their own experience that drove them to make their music. So Jack White, now, first of all, he keeps referring to Meg, and I think this was before like The Secret came out, as his sister, big sister, but it's technically was his ex-wife at that point.
Right. At that point in time. I don't know why anyone would do that.
So the reason they said that is he wanted to distract from the fact that they were, like, as if they knew that they were married, but they were divorced, and people would ask more questions. But he was like, if I just tell them that we're related, then nobody's really going to bother. Like, they wanted to focus on the music. I guess, I don't know. So I take everything he says with a grain of salt. Like, I know he's from Detroit, but you know, he said he grew up in a poor neighborhood and they struggled, and you know, stuff like that. So
he
that
was like the only white family left behind
in Mexican Town, which I know that's actually a place because I've asked people that live in Detroit. I'm like, is there a place called Mexican Town? I'm like, is that culture? Is that fine? Is that okay? Like,
yeah.
And
well, to us it would be.
And
okay.
they're like, yeah, you're Mexican. I'm like, oh, that's right. Why am I asking you?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Mexican Town, they should call it like Pueblo Mexico or something like that. Anyways, point being that like that influenced him in his music making. And then Jimmy's was it didn't really seem like he struggled a lot, but it was more of like his creative aspect of him just being a session musician. And then he said he quit music and he went to art school and stuff like that. And so I think that drove him to want to, like, at some point he was just like, no, I got to be in a band. And I think that's when he joined the Yardbirds. And then eventually that led to Led Zeppelin.
Right.
And then The Edge has, I think, one of the most interesting one, and I don't want to like compare, but like one of the worst ones that he was grew up in Ireland, you know, when they were having the conflict between Northern Ireland and Ireland and the Protestants and the Catholics. It's a subject I have, you know, I don't know that much about, but I'm sure, and you were talking about that your parents kind of lived through the same thing of it in El Salvador. That seeing that, I'm sure, like, influenced your music like a lot and like drove you to like be like, I want to get out of this situation.
And a lot of the songs then were always inspired by what they read in the news, right? So,
or things that they probably saw,
or that they saw themselves, or
like
experienced themselves,
that whole album War, you know, Sunday Bloody Sunday,
right,
which I would say is probably one of my favorite songs. But my favorite U2 song is Where the Streets Have No Name.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Then after that, I would say One. And actually, this is probably like their weirdest phase, but they had a phase where they were doing like 90s techno rock kind of thing. You know, like in the 90s had a resurgence of like, or like kind of where it started, like the techno. They had an album called Discotheque. And there's a song on there that I actually do really like a lot. It's called Discotheque.
That's funny.
But it's not.
I've heard that one.
It's not a good. It's not a good album. I think that was right before Acton Baby. And then I would say for the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army for me is
the one.
The one, yeah. Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground, and then Ball in a Biscuit. For anybody who knows that. Then Led Zeppelin, I know for sure. Immigrant Song, Kashmir, and When the Levee Breaks. Dude, okay, so that part where he was saying where they recorded that song,
and
then John Bonham was like hitting with the drums, and then he said, like, you know, with the tall columns and, you know, basically an atrium within the house, and everybody after that wanted to
replicate that
sound.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And I know, again, with the Beatles, and I would say that yes, other bands were influenced by U2, maybe not so much the White Stripes, but for sure Led Zeppelin. Like, to think like, have you heard of the band Greta Van Fleet?
No.
They sing Highway. But just all these other bands that came after you that you influence.
Yeah.
And then you hear their music and you're like, oh, that's
me,
like,
that's us.
That's a Heartbreaker, or that's like In My Time of Dying, or you know, whatever.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. And we were listening also in that YouTube video of like covers that were replicated. Yeah. They were replicating a song, they were covering songs.
Yeah.
Like
potentially could have ripped off
months after they were released, and already they had a more popular version of your song.
And although, like, we won't get into it here, but they have been accused of, like, others have been like stealing.
I think everybody has, even the Beatles have been.
But I think them more they have the most. Not saying that it's true, but they have had like the most people. And there were some that were kind of like, oh, okay, that might make sense. Because there was one, I forget what song it was, but it sounded very much similar to another song that somebody had made before, and you're like, okay, whatever. But that band toured with them, so they were like, oh, you've had to have heard the song, yeah.
Right.
But a lot of these things, a lot of these court filings or like suits are in London or in England, where they are 100% like one of the top bands of Britain of all time. And so I'm sure the judges and the lawyers, they're like, oh, we grew up with this, we're not gonna,
like, why would we get rid of this,
or whatever their system is, they're just like, yeah, no, it's not the same.
Yeah. I can see that. Yes.
So okay, if this movie had to be made now, considering that this It Might Get Loud had somebody from the 70s, this was made in the 2010s, right?
Okay.
Or the aughts, had somebody from the 70s, somebody from the 80s/90s, and then somebody from the 90s/2000s. If that translated to now 2015, so it would be somebody from
the 90s,
the 90s, the 10s, and now.
No, the 90s, the O's, and the 10s.
And the 10s, or somebody from now. That was another thing we were saying, that they said in the movie that Jack White and The Edge, they were like, I've seen the death of the guitar in music.
I feel that.
And
I said that all my life.
And it has come back. So we were saying Muse, I would say Jack White, John Mayer, and then I can't think of any other bands. They brought it back a little bit in the early aughts and maybe a little bit in the 2010s, but now it's nobody really plays the guitar.
No one plays music. It's all electronic, and they're all samples of other songs. And
like
then they just
I feel there are good bands. Like one of my faves is, and they don't even play that much anymore, is Cage the Elephant. 21 Pilots, and there's other people that don't play guitar, but like Kendrick Lamar, I do like Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that, and even country music now. But a band that's like their whole sound revolves around the guitar, like those three bands.
Yes,
doesn't exist really.
No, because
so hopefully it makes a resurgence, or maybe we just don't hear.
I pray that, but thinking of the audience and seeing how nowadays it's more about air quote vibes and air quote
like the show we were watching
the
show we were watching on Netflix. He's really more about vibes.
I can't it's
a vibe, bro. It's chill.
Yeah I can't. It's no longer about the skill.
We've become those people, haven't we? Back in my day, people played guitars.
They didn't have to plug into an amplifier to play good music. Right. I think that has killed the wanting of being good at an instrument rather than playing something that sounds nice so that people can listen to it.
Yeah.
Right? Where, like, this is a good example. There was a comic that showed two guitarists. Okay. And it was saying the difference between a mediocre player and a good player. And it was saying the difference between a mediocre player and a good player. And on one side was the mediocre player. Okay. And the mediocre player had an acoustic guitar and was just strumming very simple chords, but had a ton of women wrapped around him going, oh, right?
Yeah.
On the other side was a good guitar player, and he was going crazy at it, and like he was the only one in the room. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right? So why would anyone that wants to be popular
That's true.
be good at something when they could produce something subpar but please the crowd?
Yeah.
And that is what I think has killed the wanting to be good at something. Right? Because you don't need to be good at something for people to think you're good at something just because they're not good at something. But for me, I want to be really good at it.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll practice and I'm like, I want to play these really hard stuff and get better and get faster and get more accurate. And then people go, "Can you play this song?" And I'll be like, "No, dude, that's too easy. I don't want to waste my time with that."
Can you play Wonderwall?
Yeah, like no, I pass.
I want the babes, dude. I don't know about you. Yeah, no, I get that. But they also mentioned that, like, I saw the death of guitar, but inevitably always comes back.
And that's what I hope for.
Yeah, so like in the 80s, it kind of went away for a little bit with a lot of the I would say like in the 70s, towards the end of it, with disco. Like as far as not so much that they didn't use guitars a lot. And then in the 80s with like the new wave and stuff like that, although some people did, but then you saw the resurgence of like with some of the metal bands like Metallica with
but they were 80s.
But like it was, but I'm saying like
Van Halen was also
Van
80s also. Like,
but
all
you saw that at some point it kind of, and then in the early 90s with grunge, guitar, and then towards the end of the 90s, that's when it kind of like.
See, in the 90s we still had rockabilly, right? Like we still had really good guitar players back then too. But I think that it was just fewer and fewer artists were doing that.
Yeah, and that's what it is, maybe.
Right.
Fewer and fewer artists, and then. Where was that? Bruh.
That was me. Sorry. That's on me.
Oh, that was your phone?
Yeah, and it's Jem saying, sorry. I'm learning about how men are buttholes.
Just to cut all this out.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and then, it comes back. So going back to the question again, like we always do, side rants. If this was made now, who do you feel?
Okay, who would it be about?
Top? Or who would you like it to be about? Somebody that like, who are your,
Okay, so we would start with 90s.
90s-ish, yeah.
90s. I would say that.
Dang, in the 90s, who was?
I would say Brian.
Yes, me.
No, what's the band? The guitarist from the Stray Cats.
Brian Setzer.
Brian Setzer.
Okay.
Ryan Setzer? No, Brian Setzer.
Yeah, Brian
Setzer. Setzer.
Yeah, Brian Setzer.
Brian Setzer would.
So do you like that rockabilly stuff?
I do like the rockabilly stuff.
I mean, he's a pretty good guitarist.
It's still good. It's still really good, and it's the revival of swing era, and I love swing.
Yeah.
So
okay, so 90s for me. If we're gonna go 90s, Tom Morello from
Tom Morello,
Rage Against the Machine. Now he is also another one that a lot of people don't think he's that good great of a guitarist.
Yeah.
A lot of his stuff is just like the edges. It's technical, like tech. You just tech based.
Yeah, mostly just like.
But I think he serviced
distortion,
and then But I think that's honestly, it's more than anything. That's the only person I could think in the 90s. So okay, like let's say 2000s, 2010s.
What about The Cure? That's 280s, right?
That's 280s.
He was a good. Well, I mean,
did John Mayer start in then? No, John Mayer started 2000s.
Yeah, I think he's the only person that comes up in my mind that's 90s.
Yeah. 90
and really good at the guitar.
Jeez, guitarist. Let's see. That's probably gonna come up. Joe Satriani.
Oh, Joe Satriani would be it then. Or you know who else? The guy that does Tender Surrender.
Surrender.
No, has no vocals. It's an instrumentalist. It's kind of like Santana. A lot of his stuff. Tender Surrender.
I guess so. Joe Satriani
would be good. Look up Tender Surrender and find the name of the guy.
Or Tender Surrender. Tender Surrender. Oh, Steve Vai.
Steve Vai.
Yeah.
He is so good. Or Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson
is also very, very good.
I was gonna say Kurt Hammett, but he's
Nirvana.
That's Kurt Cobain.
Oh, Kurt Cobain. Sorry.
Kurt Hammett from Metallica. They were popular in the 90s.
Yes, they were. I would put him. I would put him. And if we're gonna be something like rock, like Jimmy Page was, I think he's probably the best bet. But he was 80s though. He started most of the stuff was in the 80s.
But he did,
But I guess they had some albums in the 90s, sure.
Yeah, they had like Unforgiven, and then
sure.
Give Me Fuel, Give Me Fire, Give Me That.
Yeah. Bro. They even had an album in the 2000s.
Yeah, Mount St. Anger or something like
that. Yeah, I would put him.
Okay.
What was his name again?
Kurt Hammett.
Yes.
Kurt Hammett, I think. Yeah, something like that. Oh, John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I would put it. Okay, that would be mine.
Really?
John Frusciante, yeah.
Yeah, he's good, but to me, it's like the bassist on that band.
Yeah, I mean,
Flea.
if you have one of the best basses of all time.
Yeah. I hear the bass more in that band than I do the guitar or the drums too.
For me, I think I would put John Frusciante.
Okay.
Kurt Hammett. Sorry, Kurt Hammett.
Kurt Hammett.
Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk.
Kirk.
Kirk, right? Kirk Hammett.
Yeah, Kirk. Okay, so for me, it'd be Frusciante. You would be
Kirk Hammett.
Or
Brian Setzer. Brian Setzer.
Okay.
One of those two.
So then we go to the 2000s, 10s. Easy for me. Matt Bellamy. Muse. Easy. What about you?
I don't know any good guitarists from 2010s, and I think he's
one.
the only guy.
He's the only one, right?
He's got like...
Mayer started in the early 2000s.
But that's early 2000, not 2010.
Well, I was saying like both because...
Okay.
Because, you know, Jimmy was like 60s, 70s, and then, you know...
Yes.
The U2 was 80s, 90s, and even now.
Mm-hmm. No, but I would put him because
Bellamy.
He's very technical, and the sound that he is able to produce, especially live, sounds so good.
And the harder one now.
See, okay, this is exactly the problem that I'm talking about. No one likes to play well anymore.
The only person I can think of, and I've heard her stuff, and it's really good, but I'm not like so much of a fan, is her.
I'm not familiar.
Okay. The other people I was thinking about, but they were also more in the 2010s, was Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys.
Okay.
And then Gary Clark Jr.
I didn't like their sound.
You didn't like their sound? It's very much like the White Stripes.
Yeah, it's a
two-piece band. That's why they hated each other, apparently.
Oh, was it really? The Black Keys?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Black Keys and the White Stripes. I mean,
I just heard a couple of the songs that were very popular, and it sounded to me like they had a really bad amp. Or like that it had already blown out.
Maybe they might have done that on purpose.
And then just recorded off of that. And to me, as somebody that, you know, like as a musician, you go, okay, I can understand that that's the sound that they're going for, but it sounds so bad.
I think that would be...
Can we like replace your bad amp and give you a good Marshall and then do the same thing, and you're gonna sound so much better.
It's her, but it's HER.
HER,
yeah.
It's the acronym.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it stands for. Now, final question.
It's gonna be your longest episode yet.
It's gonna be. I mean, it's about a subject that movies and music.
Yeah, right. I hope that is your audience like musically inclined? Well,
I mean, like
you're just listening to like music.
Yeah, you're just listening to people talking about. Hopefully, they like the sound of my voice. Hopefully, there are some people that I wouldn't say that you have to be musically inclined, but just appreciate music.
Sure,
or like it.
Sure. You're probably gonna get hate mail for other things that I've said.
Look, if I get any mail, I'd be fine. Other than my mom going, "Great job, mijo."
I am. This is me now requesting for all of you who really hated the things that I've said. Dude. Go ahead and send.
Oasis sucks. Email me at kingstonhannibal@gmail.
Go ahead and send them some hate mail on my.
Leave it in the comments. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, put it in.
John Mayer sucks. I don't really think that, but Oasis sucks. Come at me. Radiohead sucks. I'd actually like Radiohead.
Okay, that's enough.
The Beatles.
Oh, now you crossed the line.
No,
son.
Like Oasis said, we're bigger than the Beatles.
Yeah, right.
Okay, last question before we sign off. Your top 3 favorite guitarists, not the ones that you say are the best, but your favorite. I already mentioned one like 4 times, but for me,
dude. That's a hard one. Okay, so I love George's style.
Mm-hmm.
George Harrison. I love Eddie's sound, his technicality. Eddie Van Halen.
Okay.
I have to add him. Eddie Van Halen would be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He did Michael Jackson's
Beat It. Uncredited.
So good. And that's like the best part of the song to me.
That's one of the best guitar riffs ever.
That's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so simple. It's just like the solo's a little bit more. The
solo is what.
But I mean, just like with any popular music, it's what they call a motif.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same thing repeating over, but you change certain aspects of it.
Little variances, right?
Like Beethoven's dun 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 dun. That's such a banger.
Yeah.
So you would say Eddie
Van Halen would be one.
George?
I love George's stuff, but I also love Jimmy Page's stuff. and I also love Joe. Oh, that was nice. Joe Perry.
Joe Perry.
I don't know why today I can't remember his name, Joe Perry, but I love Joe Perry stuff. I love his sound.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Vaughan is another one.
My brother-in-law loves Stevie Ray Vaughan.
And the thing is that I'm not big into country, but country rock, I'll do.
Or yeah, like Texas rock. Texas rock, yeah.
It's so great. I love that stuff.
Texas Jimmy Page. I mean Jimi Hendrix.
I love Jimi Hendrix too, but I would probably say Eddie Van Halen, Jimmy Page, Joe Perry.
Okay.
I think those three guys.
I'm almost positive I would have chosen those for you. Like that, you chosen those that you would have said.
Like if you had to guess.
Yeah, because I know Jimmy Page, but I remember when you told me Joe Perry was one of your favorite ones. I was like, really? Like, not that he's not worthy of that, but I was just like, I didn't expect that from you.
Yeah, he has some really
Joe Perry. Yeah. For me, I think you already know Matt Bellamy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's amazing. He is amazing.
George Harrison is one of my favorite guitarists.
Yeah, he's really good too.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the two that I for sure.
But see, the only reason I didn't put George Harrison on there was just because there's more complex than him.
Yeah.
Even though I love his
He's
sound.
technically great.
But I think those guys are like, gods of the strings. Yeah.
And also too, he kind of was in a time where there wasn't like distortion or like
they were experimenting. They were
you could kind of hear it in She's So Heavy, like that one, and a Helter Skelter.
Yes.
Those were the ones that were barely starting off with that distortion. Okay, so I'll give you two, and then I'll think of the third one. Matt Bellamy and Prince.
Okay.
Prince is just amazing.
He is amazing.
Then after that, I don't know. I was gonna say Ray Toro from MCR, but he's not. No, like come on. I would only be saying that because it's my favorite band. No, nobody from Linkin Park. 30 Seconds or More. The Doors. No. Was it Ray Manzarek? I think that was the other guy, the keyboardist. I can't think of anybody. Brian May, he's good, but
Brian May is good. He's really, really good.
John Frusciante is good, but he's not my fave. I'm sorry, bro. Jack White.
Oh, dude, you son of a gun, dude.
Okay, okay, I'll do this. 3A and 3B.
Sure.
Jack White, George Harrison. Okay, George Harrison, Jack White. I'll put Jack White at 3B.
Thank you. Okay, at least some decency here. Okay, all right.
Because I'm trying to, and then honestly, the edge. I'm trying to think of like guitarists that I have like their bands. I have all their albums.
Those would be the ones, yeah.
Prince, I don't have every single one of them, but I have like most of them because he was bouncing between Prince, between the family, between like the
artist,
Revolution, the artist, formerly known
as
then
Prince,
the artist,
right.
Whatever. But U2, I have all their albums. The Beatles, I have all their albums. White Stripes, I have all the albums, and Muse, I have all their albums. Also Linkin Park, but they're not really known for like their guitar stuff.
No. Oh, even though their music is good, but
even though the music is good and it has great guitars, but it's not known for like, oh, look at this killer solo. It's just like, or if it's a solo, it's like just power chords.
Sure.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I feel the disappointment in your eyes.
Not at all. I don't think so. Because I agree, Prince is amazing.
No, with Jack White. Band. So we're going to Memphis tomorrow. Oh, another one we didn't mention, R.I.P. B.B. King. One of the best.
Chuck Berry.
Although he was also a perf, but whatever.
But we're separating personal life.
We're separating.
Skill
we said
guitar, right?
We couldn't listen to Michael Jackson if we. Although the one person I do not anymore, and I used to like him a lot, was R. Kelly.
Oh, really?
My mind's telling me no,
but my body.
It's funny. Like we're thinking of nothing that he did was funny. No, I don't remember where I was, and somebody was like, "Oh, that girl. She's this age." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm like a lot older than this person is." They were like, "Oh, you should like." Like, I'm a lot older. And then I was like, well, age is nothing but a number. And they were like, oh, that's right. And I was like, yeah, but the person who wrote that, though, that was R. Kelly. Probably shouldn't be quoting him on that.
Right.
No, so is this something that you would, other people that that like music, would you recommend, like, hey, it's a good time to watch this, like specifically like guitar folk, so to speak? Do you know any of your friends that would like appreciate it as?
I classify guitarists into 2 categories.
Okay. Acoustic.
The
A, G.
Jimmy Page group.
Yeah.
And the Jack Johnson group.
The A minor, E minor, G and C.
One plays the guitar to get good.
Okay.
One plays the guitar to get chicks.
To get the ladies.
And I remind you again, the one that plays guitar for the women are not good guitarists.
That would be me.
They play 3 chords, they play 4 chords, and we're just gonna stick with this.
Yeah.
For the whole song.
A minor, E minor, C and D, baby, or G. You throw in a D minor every once in a while to feel like, oh, I'm sad. D minor.
I can't. That's too boring. Way too boring. I can't do that.
You should hear some of the songs I wrote. They were
But see,
terrible.
that's the thing is that most guitar players I know fall into that category. Right?
You don't think they wouldn't appreciate this? I think if I showed it to my dad, he would appreciate it because he likes all those people.
I mean, anyone that likes those 3 bands,
yeah,
would probably appreciate them.
Or some bands adjacent, like
sure,
yeah,
sure. But I think that it takes a specific kind of person to appreciate what they really accomplished.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, I like the band.
Yeah, the technical aspect.
You have to, like if you want to appreciate a violinist, you have to have played and listened to a lot of violin to be like, this
or just play music
good because
like when we saw that at
holy crap on a cracker.
Yeah,
that fiddlist was
on Broadway.
Amazing.
So what was it 2 days ago? We were on Broadway. We went to Friends in Low Places, the Garth Brooks' new bar, and this lady played Charlie Daniels, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and she did her own. She did her own. She started playing Sweet Child of Mine and something else, like in the middle of like the battle, quote unquote.
Yes,
she played something else.
It was like during her portion of the battle, right? And then she started riffing, and she started going into this. She asked the drummer. She said, "This is too slow now. I need you to speed this up." And like the drummer went, "Okay," and he like sped up the tempo of the song, and she just went off. She took off, and she had like these little micro sections of other songs that were popular. Like,
and then she started playing microtones. It's like, dude.
Yeah, it was amazing.
She learned how to play in California, so you're welcome, lady, whoever you are.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, how many years were you in California?
16. No, 18.
Oh, that's a good amount of time. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you're one of us then.
Oh, I 100% consider myself Californian.
Texan.
No.
Texan.
Californian.
You always say, I'm from Texas, baby.
No, but I am. Like I always say, I was born in Texas. How did I say it? I'm from California via Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
But I consider myself much more Californian than
a Texan.
I
got you. Okay.
In and out all day, every day. Whataburger sucks. I said it. Mexican food, 100%. Well, because you can't get Mexican food in Texas. It's Tex-Mex, which I guess has its merits, but it's like, why would I have
an imitation? It's like, why would I have tofu when I can have meat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of. I mean, it has its merits, like its place, but
sure.
Every time I go back and I eat Tex-Mex, I'm like, I mean, I can just I can just have like a real carne asada. Although breakfast tacos, pretty bomb.
Okay, I'll have to try that.
But, and topic for another podcast. All right, so this has been our Music City episode. So thank you so much, Patrick, for doing this. It's getting late, and we're gonna go to Memphis tomorrow. Beale Street, listen to some jazz or some
it's gonna be amazing.
Blues. Maybe go to the Stax Museum. Go eat some Elvis peanut butter bacon.
Oh yeah, some
jelly sandwich and have a heart attack on the toilet.
Right. Can't wait for that.
All right, so remember, as always, Pat, what do we tell our audience at the end of the show?
Well, we tell them to go to our YouTube channel, and
I wasn't expecting. I was expecting you to say whatever. I was like, I want to see what he says.
Hello.
And remember to spay and neuter your cats and dogs. Help control the pet population. That's what Price is right. And remember, guys, zip it in and zip out.
And zippity doo dah.
Zippity doo dah. You can find this one on. We're gonna put it on YouTube for sure. Follow me on the socials. Kingston Hannibal on all the socials, TikTok, IG, what's Facebook?
Are you on Blue Sky on some of the newer ones?
No.
No?
What's the
appeal? It's not X. That's
Gem.
the appeal. Oh.
Freaking Gem. Gem, you're ruined. And we're gonna sound like one of those like morning radios. Hey everybody, like, whoa.
And you gotta add like you need like
A toilet plug.
Yeah, you need a soundboard. That's what you need, yes.
All right, let's cut it, dude.
All right, well, good night, everybody.
Bye. We didn't talk about this, but I'm gonna put this at the end. All right, so how many movie boards out of 5? 1 out of 5.
Oh,
Being that 1 is good, you had a great time, and 5 is you had a terrible time because you got movie boarded.
Okay, so
We're gonna go back to Jack White. Got him.
yeah, I know. Oh, you son of a gun. Okay, so I'm not going to consider my distaste for Jack White
separate.
Okay, so this is separate. This is completely objective. Okay, I kind of expected a little bit more history.
Okay.
From
them.
I
could see that.
And I kind of wanted a little bit more like, this is what I was trying to find for this song, and
or
this
like
is
the
what
process
of how they created it. I felt like it was a little bit generic.
Yeah, I could see that.
A little bit. They did talk about like some of their history and like
and
what
the
they
history
did
of
as
how they
children.
found their guitar. The guitar that they put for Jimmy Page was not a Strat, and he's not known for being a Strat guy.
Yeah. No, he's
they said
always
like
been
how
a
he
Les
found
Paul.
his Strat, and then the one he was playing wasn't a Strat. It was like it was like an imitation Strat.
Yeah, it was something else.
The body was a Strat, but the was it the head, the tuning head?
Yeah.
Instead of being 6 in a row, it was 3 and 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was. That's probably just a generic like guitar that looked like a Strat.
Possibly.
Anyways.
But I've always known him as always writing a Les Paul.
Les Paul, yeah, with the
and the double
the
neck,
gold one and then the double neck, which is
SG. Yeah.
And for me, because my favorite song is Kashmir, the Rickenbacker, the black one, that he has, which is the same one that I think George Harrison had.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Okay.
And Paul
Anyways.
and sorry, John. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how many movie boards?
Okay, so
Jack White
considering all of that on board, but then also it was still pretty entertaining. So I'm gonna give it a solid 3.
a 3 movie board. So
3 or 2.
okay.
Yeah.
Run it like middle
Like
of the
it
road.
was pretty good, but I kind of was expecting
I could
for
see
a
that.
documentary.
Yeah,
I kind of expected a little bit.
You know, I was watching it and I was just like, oh, like I really do think like when I'm watching it and the other person's watching it for the first time, like I hope they like it, unless I know that they're not gonna like it. And then I was like, when is it gonna start like talking? And I was like, oh no, they don't talk about like like the process of like
the creative process.
they
of
did for a
certain
little bit
sounds,
for like
or the search for that
some
song.
of them, but not like
No,
too
not
deep.
really
Or like,
much.
oh, this is our famous song and this is how we
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
developed it.
looking
And
for.
so they would, but it would be like for like what, a minute, 2 minutes, and
Yeah,
then
that's it. Yeah. So I think that's the only part where I kind of felt like it felt a little bit short, but it was still a good watch, and it's still like kind of cool to see a little bit of the history.
For 100 and yeah, and then 100% they did this on purpose. What did they play at the end, the very end of the that's a documentary about electric guitars?
I don't remember.
They played acoustic guitars.
Oh, they did.
They played The Weight by the band.
They did.
And there's that famous
So funny.
skit from Animaniacs where they're like at a festival and then Slappy the Squirrel and her nephew are like, you know, they're in the park, you know, and they're in their tree, you know, because they're squirrels, obviously.
Right.
And then like a music festival pops up and he's like, who the heck is that? The band.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know the band. What band is that? The band. Yes, I know the band on stage. Who is it? The band.
It was the band named the band.
The band. And then they did that. Well, the primary one was the Who.
Right.
Was
right,
who?
Right. Who?
Who's
right.
that? Who?
Who?
The band on stage. Who? The band that's playing right now.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Do you see the band? No, I don't see the band.
Yeah.
The band on stage. No, the band's not on stage.
Yeah. The
And
band's
then I
on
think the other
stage.
one
Who?
they kept going and eventually got to like yes. Do you
Oh.
see the band on stage? Yes. You see the band? No, it's yes.
That's funny.
All right. Anyways, all right. Now this is the actual outro. Bye.
Goodbye.